tell him to stop.
Alright, we are in the windiest place on earth. There's Matt, he's here. And here is my car. It's actually amazing. Alright, so the power numbers, you all guessed. It's 98.7 kilowatts at the wheel.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah, it's almost 99 kilowatts. That's like 130 horsepower.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing. And the car goes really, really good. Took it for a little rip already, and Jesus Christ.
It's faster than my car.
It's a whole new beast.
Faster than my car.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're back in Dylan's car, and today is going to be my first taste of modified, tuned, new, happy 4AG, which is very exciting.
High comp 4AG TRD head gasket.
It's exciting. I know it's faster than my car. I've seen it go past my car on the freeway with my foot straight in the firewall, so now I get to experience it.
Alright, get a load of this. Alright, now it's a 10.
So good.
Dude, it gets up.
It really does. It feels just like my car on steroids. Like,
it's not like way faster.
No.
It just like...
It's happier.
And I'll overlay the dyno graph.
Yeah.
And you can see, so it made 98.7 kilowatts. I'm pretty sure Kieran Malik, he's street static, he's a local guy. He gets the number right. So
like
Kieran,
dead on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was 98.6, he said.
Oh man, that's impressive.
Yeah. But
and no, it wasn't 69 kilowatts. We had like 20 people be like, oh, did it make 420?
Yes.
Yeah. If it did, we'd be dead. There would be no video if this car made 420 kilowatts.
But here is the dyno graph. You can see it made 98.7 kilowatts, which is around 130 horsepower. And it actually makes torque like everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
everywhere. It's just dead flat.
Yeah.
And it makes 250 Newton meters, which is, I think, more than we expected. I think it's a little bit off because we've got short gearing in this car. Yeah. So it's a bit skewed.
Well, yeah, it's at the wheel, so it's going to be a different number to like usually you'd measure torque like at the crank.
Flywheel, crank, whichever.
But yeah, pretty amazing. 250 Newton meters of torque, and just like it's at like 200 Newton meters like all the time.
Yeah, it is.
Which
it's fantastic.
Makes it so good to drive. Like you'd think that like even just like this small step into going a bit more hectic with a 4AG, that the power would start just being all at the top, or like that would only be good to drive at the top.
There's still stand cams in this car, remember?
Yeah, there's also.
So, but that also makes this really exciting. Yeah. Because you could just drop cams in this thing and it'd go so hard, man.
Yeah.
So hard.
Dude, imagine cams picking up another 10, 15 kilowatts and, you know, making 115 kilowatts. What's that, like?
Fast?
That's like 150 plus horsepower, isn't it? Something.
I think it's around that, 140, 150. It's a lot. Like for a crawler, it's a lot.
Yeah, these cars are about 900 kilos, by the way.
We had mine officially weighed with all fluid, and I think with a person in it. I'm not sure if there was a person.
Did you? I didn't know this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to have mine weighed for engineering, and it weighed 920 kilos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And that's with like two-way diff, the 4A swap done, full interior,
and a full tank, and you in it, and someone in it.
Full tank, a driver in the seat, oil, like everything, running car. So
that's madness. So these actually are like 850 kgs.
Yeah, they're nothing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So power to weight is just like through the freaking roof.
Oh man, third feels good.
Yeah, third does.
Third feels really good. If people were to ask us, I'm building a 4AG, what should I do? You know, what am I going to do? I think the best bang for buck, because you can make like 150 140 kilowatts in these things, but you will, if you don't know anyone in a machine shop and you don't have access to engine builders and stuff,
and you don't have access to the dyno as well,
you
like
will
yourself.
spend $20,000 to $30,000 to make 150 kilowatts out of a 4AG.
And
that
everybody
is not an exaggeration.
Yeah, people think that's an exaggeration. 20 grand to make 150 kilowatts.
No.
Nah, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. You know, people who build all-motor Honda engines will know. You know, people who build 4As, people who build high-comp, you know, Mazda BPs, like, that's what it takes to build a...
It's straight money. Dude.
Yeah, it's straight
a lot
money.
of money. And yeah, so I think me and Dylan are definitely on the same page here. The best bang for buck would be 1 mil oversized pistons.
Yeah,
so go 82 mil, and then if that blows up, you've still got room to maybe pour concrete in the block and go 83 mil, which would be hectic, but it means you've got no room for damage, basically.
Yeah, and that's when they go to that's when they're a 4.5 AG.
Yeah, which is cool, but it means you got no room for error. But
yeah,
82 mil pistons, TRD head gasket. It's just that little bit more comp, cams, and
yeah,
that is just bang for buck. That is so good, and you can do an ECU like Dylan because there's obvious benefits to that. But if that's kind of out of your budget, that'll all run. If you put like 256 cams or 264 cams in, that'll run on your standard ECU, which is probably the route that I'll go.
Yeah, and it'll run well. It'll run well on a standard ECU as well.
Yeah, it'll run fine.
Like, there's nothing wrong with how the standard ECU runs, really.
No.
It's kind of funny. They have like a partial throttle tune that uses the oxygen sensor, but then once you go full throttle, it just goes, okay, here's the full throttle map, and just throws the fucking beans at it.
It's the same map all the time if you're full throttle on a 4AG, which is quite funny. So if people ask like, oh, should I put throttles on it? Should I do this? Personally, no, I wouldn't do that. I think it's a waste of time if
you're not going to get any gains from throttles.
You're actually going to slow the car down on throttles. I don't think people realize that.
Yeah. And to go throttles, so 4 throttles, you're getting the throttles maybe $500, maybe 300 to $500.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get an adapter. You got to adapt like the throttle cable.
Then you probably want stacks, and if you want to buy billet stacks, there's a bit of money. You put a filter system on.
But you also
want an airbox, ECU, and then you tune it.
Yeah, you can't run a standard ECU.
No.
And that's so it's going to be a harder tune for somebody to do. And tunes are already freaking expensive.
Yeah.
Like, nobody talks about it. A tune will cost you the same amount as an ECU. So
yeah, definitely.
I didn't go to a new cam because
money. Actually,
I didn't have the money. Because I had to rebuild the engine. It was not on the cards for me anymore, unfortunately.
Unexpected costs during a bad financial time, really.
Yeah.
COVID hit everyone, so
yeah.
But it'll happen.
Yeah, it will.
It's gonna rip.
And I think I might actually, now that we've said all this, I think I might actually go to quad throttles and a 270 cam, and just because I don't want to go to the dyno with just the cam.
You kind of want to do it all at once.
I kind of want to, if I'm gonna have if I'm gonna have a step 2, like a phase 2, I kind of want it to be pretty hectic. But yeah, this car, I'm actually blown away by it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so in love with it. Every time I get in it, I'm like, oh, it's actually like kind of fast.
It's like everything that Dylan has wanted for quite a long time. He's never had a really well running 4AG, and when he did, it lit on fire.
Yeah, I had like a week where my car was running well, and then it set on fire. So.
Yeah, so this is sick.
It's like I've actually got a 4AG for the first time in my life, as opposed to just having like a crappy 4AC or like a worked 4K feeling thing. Like, it feels like I've actually done an engine conversion now. Like, it's not just something that's kind of whacked in there. It's like, this car is now a complete running, pretty sorted car.
It's very sorted. I mean, maybe welded diff is the next thing that you want to sort, but it's still a really planted car. Yeah. But now, I got to do a burnout of it.
Yes, you do. All right, Matt's going to have a drive. For transparency, we did already film him driving it, so it's not his first time driving it, but the audio totally crapped out. So he's not going to be as surprised and excited as he should be. Just imagine that his mind's blown and he's like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever had and I hate my car. Because that's what he said the first time.
Alright, so, oh man, I love the bucket seat.
I love that noise when you put it into third and it goes, blah blah.
Oh, dude.
The limiter, I had to like learn what it sounded like because it's
actually hard to know. It just kind of sits.
Yeah, it's like a really quick limiter. It's not like a ba-da-da-da-da. It's like a Yeah.
which means you can smash it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it feels so good. I don't smash first to second like you do. Hey,
Nah. Get it, son.
far out, man.
How good is it?
Yeah, this thing is a weapon.
It's like, the more you drive it, the more you realize, like,
It's good, like, 'cause
Like
it
how
doesn't
good it
get
goes?
it doesn't get old. So I think
Yeah.
that's how you realize that it's a bit faster. Because, like
Yeah.
in my car, I kind of get over it a little bit. Like if I wring its neck a lot, I'm like, all right.
you're like, oh,
It needs a
poor
break.
guy needs
Yeah.
to chill.
No, this thing. I also have less mechanical sympathy for a car that isn't mine though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
And I have less mechanical sympathy, period.
you actually do, hey. I just want to like drive it normally and see how fun it is.
He said before sending it to 6.5.
Dude, yeah, I love that like dip into third. It feels like a race car.
Yeah. Dude, quintessential race car noises.
Having like the
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I didn't watch that much racing, like car racing, when I was a kid. So
Neither.
for some reason, I got into my adult years, and the sound of a high revving 4-cylinder was what a race car sounded like to me. That's
Yeah,
what
true.
That's what car racing to me in my head. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, like N2 stuff.
Yeah, so I think that's why I like this engine so much, is because it's just like, oh, that's a race car now. Like, that's what
Yeah.
a race car's meant to sound like.
And also, I don't know why I love that noise. Like, there's a video of someone driving an F40 LM spec on the track,
Yeah,
and between gears, the engine just dies.
yeah.
And then when he kicks it back into gear, it just like has this moment where it's like
It does a little warble.
and then then the cams come in, and then it just roars. It
Oh,
sounds so
so
cool, man. F1 cars just do the same thing.
Yeah,
There's something really cool about it.
yeah. I don't know what that warble is.
Rotating mass, I think, just being incredibly light.
Ah,
So the
okay.
lighter,
So it's like
lighter
picking
you
it up.
go, yeah.
How much fun was that?
So much fun.
It's so much fun.
We haven't really like got to give them the beans together before.
Yeah.
So this is
They rev like at exactly the same tone and pitch.
yeah. There was a couple of times of coming out of turns and stuff where they were just harmonizing with each other. It was so good.
So good. I'm so in love with it. Alright, well that's about that for this one. Thanks for watching. We will be sending some stickers, some merch out to Kieran, who we already know. So like,
Yeah,
it's
I
kinda
think
funny
I
that-
think I've got all these details because he's made an order before. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
send you some free stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 1 decimal point away from getting the
Yeah, 1 decimal point, 98.6.
There you
so
go.
it's close.
And
yeah.
we've been driving these cars all day, and mine is not much slower, which
yeah,
is weird.
it's weird.
So we might the tuner actually offered to get both of our cars on the dyno to see
yeah.
similarities, which could be really fun. But yeah, now it's just like driving time and fun time.
Yeah,
so
legit.
Today's just like a preview of what we can kind of do. Dylan's
Yeah.
got a track day soon,
Track day in about 23 days or so.
Yeah.
Or 20 days.
so you'll have to be prepping for that. Dylan needs new tires and
Yeah.
like wheel alignment and all that
So
kind of good
yeah,
stuff.
I'm gonna get alignment, some tires, and I think we're gonna lower the back. I gotta put my BC shocks back in the back before the track day, and then it's ready to rip, providing nothing breaks. But it's going really, really well actually. Like the car's just a blast to drive and it's heaps of fun. So thanks heaps for watching. Thanks for anybody who sat through the build process
ordeal.
of the absolute ordeal that it was.
It's here and it's finally done.
Yeah, and it's
sick.
a
It's so
sick
good,
car. It's a
man.
good car
so
now.
Cool.
Thanks heaps for watching as per usual, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.